I fear God so much that I see God like, hey, na dear nipe ye, hey, munjayo, because nyameno, hey, bia, say, bibi besi wo Ghana, I'm a fan bia minister bia we sika na obia koye bibi, e bia cocoa seller, and I do war beba Ghana. E bia watch seller, and I do bibi beba Ghana. But because the citizens don't know themselves, the connection is not there. That's why when I saw you jogging, the way you were briefing, I still have it. I still have that picture. And the things you were saying, you were sending a message, but that message came to me. That is why today, if I sit here, I'm not sitting here because, oh, doc, or yeah, for interview. No. Me and you is a spiritual connection. Like God said, I should do this with you so that we can awaken people because the citizens are asleep. That is why that video you did, it went viral. But the message was to me to reach to you and talk to you. So you see, one time we were talking, we were interviewing somebody and I came to comment. And when you saw it, I was like, okay, thank God. Because there are a whole lot of people commenting. So if you can see my own and feel like, oh no, this is Shatta Wale's account. And you spoke like you knew, say, because before you see me doing what social media anymore. But the way you spoke so confidently, like, okay, oh, Shatta Wale, Shatta, yeah. So when you said it, I was like, I thank God. So after, when I went to my inbox, I saw a message. I said, no, let me reply this man because it's a connection that we have. And that is why we are here today. So most things that I face that are challenges to me in life, I know most people won't understand me. There are new generation that don't know where bandana came from. So they only hear of Shatta Wale. So when I'm fighting for a change, they see like, now then I'll wait for star power, now I bet not social media, now Kasa say, no. Fight and Kofa fighting from Konimo time, no. They wrote letters. They sat with big men, sat in rooms. For years, I don't want my kids to come and follow that train. I don't want any other artist in this current generation, whether from Sack or there, Stoneboy, Medical, Minkofo, like, see all these Kumasi boys, Kumerica boys that are even coming out. These are all my people. I don't want them to face that problem. That's the past people face. Because what was the problem? They couldn't just speak. So my challenges are so strong that when I'm talking, I always want to be bold and be real and raw. I don't want to beat about the bush. Namin Koka said, oh, Pancho Monshe royalties. One thing that I fought for in Ghana that made people hate me more is the royalties. And Makuko Kumantemu and the squad and the couches are there because they didn't want me to speak about it. Because how can we be playing our music on radio and we are not even making money out of it? And up to now, artists don't care. The only thing the artists, that's what I'm saying, the citizens are asleep, including Ghana musicians. The only important thing in their life for them is Ghana Music Awards. And Ghana Music Awards doesn't pay anybody. They put up the show, you come and perform, now more award, no. It ends there. But they put it in their mind that your award now, Ube to me, they are called America. I call him Jay-Z and Beyonce. Dog, artists on my feature and Kofo be brave, or Ghana Hanminano. Your mom was Trono. Oh, we say America and Kofo say, we need artists of the year. We need say. Dog, man, we need artists of the year for 5 years. And a Beyonce friend. Me and Beyonce meeting was another call from God.
Wow.
So, you see, when I sit down and I watch the whole country and the challenges that I am going through, and they feel like, oh, not then, I'll wait for some. I go like, hey, and see, I don't know, we all say like, because we all are looking for money here to build our families, to help friends, to help people. But we are not seeing like the citizens like fighting those challenges like that. So sometimes when they see me and I'm fighting those things, nah, then I shut that on board. No, dog, I'm the most respectful boy. I can say, shut up, me who will be so let me misashi. But when I saw that they were talking to me in a certain way, I said, no, let me change that formula. Because me respect it too much. Where I came from, it's a whole rich home. Gang, untumi nkanya maybe ofie. Me papa me ntesa o ka profane words that. My sisters can't speak like that. But I saw that all my respects no amedi me sashe me chino. Omu bu me kwasia. So I decided to change my language.
Okay.
That is what I'm saying. I've met great men up to now in my life. That me no more kasa. I don't use those languages. So they can't even imagine how okay you're born in already so. But yet then no your real estate. Or yet then no say shucks you are investing $2 million into it. Yes, because they think the challenges they were giving me was the only way for me to success. But internet is so huge that if you are very abreast with what is going on in the world, you can find a platform, start creating something, and you'll be the biggest person in the world. And dog, that is what you are doing. And if any Ghanaian is watching this, they shouldn't see it like Abia, you know, oh yeah, baby keke. That's why I tell my people, I want what Bruce Nama said. Meant na Bruce and ya Shatta Wale. Don't let somebody even tell you that, oh yeah, Shatta Wale, Rabbe ya or not when you have followers. People have followers that don't have money. 5 downwards. It says, I will send you to nations upon nations. Do not be afraid, for I am with thee, said the Lord. I will send you to kings and queens. It's from Jeremiah Bible. Beyond reading from 5 to 10 downwards. You see that quotation there. I have things that God has directed me to. Recently, I was reading a quotation. I think I forgot it. I said, Zachariah, I was reading something and I was like, I was asking God what was the problem. I think I've done a live video on that. And God gave me a quotation on that. Look, no, if you see my hand, my tattoo means Philippians 4 verse 19. Mature only God wa, me wa God tattoo wa, mature secrets and spirits wa me ha. I have some 35 on my chest here. It's like God directs me to do all those things because he wants me to feel confident so that when the storm comes, I will be able to fight and win. So the challenges came with fight, and the fight has not stopped still, and that is what I still do, just to make sure I awaken people.
Shatta, I salute you on whatever you said. Honestly, I think your comment section hope you no is seeing not Shatta Wale na yinimuno. Now, Shatta, we've talked about these challenges, how you like these challenges and the impact in you also. Now, you to know be brave, your spouse as a role model, we are celebrating. Me person me boost out this question. Can you tell us about free? Not before I even tell you that, me say that send beya obi and fan wrongly, no. Me what words be a make say it is not a mistake to make a mistake, but it is a mistake to repeat a mistake. And a repeated mistake is always a decision in your life. Shatta Wale, can you tell us 3 mistakes that you have ever regretted doing? And na se ye wo akobie wa onye bio na yenso yemfa nsua de. What 3 mistakes? Ana wo abrabo ma wo hwa waye a anka ye wo ababie wa onye bio. Na yenso youth no ayidi wachi no yemfa nsua bibi mfiri.
Look, you know that I've always told people that I have never regretted anything that I've done in my life. The reason I say that is that all the books in the Bible were written accordingly. Maybe some of them they don't put it inside for us to know, you know. But what I'm writing is a book, and I want us to accept life the way life takes us. Like I said, with the paper, I see river so. Then the wind is directing it. You don't have control over it. Wind the better me I know a button insurance here. I don't tell people I'm perfect, but because I can't, because there's no one perfect than the Most High God. But I believe God is writing a book for me. And the moment I say, that thing I went through before I got here was a mistake, I think God will not be happy with me. Because though, this is a boy who has fought people for the right things. That's why I gave you an example from my dad. Niama makachem papa until middle free no. Niama ma from me through my friends before I got a label. Niama me fell through the label to even get here. No, this was the guy who didn't know God was going to bless me at age 30. Now from 31, 32, 33, now I'm 37 years old. I've been able to make, if I can't lie, or if I can make the proper calculations, no, be able to make certain investments that are worth, let me say like $60 million. Like I've made investments that when I watch myself, sometimes I go like, how did I do this? Like I thought I was going to be 55 or 60 before I can do this. Like how did this happen? So when I tell people that, hey, me here, wait, only me a do you know where the thing went to? Like my dream call, some mistake there, and man, many of my auntie, but it's dog, see, every woman that I've been with, I pray for her. All my baby mothers, Majesty Mommy, offer me car at the journey at the Koto fee. I saw it as a good thing. Yeah, giant. When I met her, I bought her a house, bought her a car, and gave her a whole lot of dollars. Like, to me kind. Recently, me no court, and I was telling the judge, to me kind. Because I give her money like that. I don't, because I feel me no more convenient. I can't say all those things are mistakes. My first baby mother, me no wo ya no. Na di bia woni skase, no skase, no skase, do. Wa kese me wa me niama. Benne oti estate mu matoka man. What am I say? All the things in the industry that happen, I fought for a right cause. I didn't just fight because me feel say me a star. I just wanted people to show me love because God is love. Minute dog kasa, oh Shatta, ibia oh chana a check a bit man and say, oh dog, thank you. But oh Shatta, like ube provoking me. But if you talk to me like the way you can talk to your wife, your son, your brother, your sister,
or even yourself,
dog, we cannot have a beautiful environment. So everything that has happened in my life is a book that I've written. Mako jail, dog, me to me can say a mistake. Why did I go to jail? Somebody said I was going to be shot. The police were there. They saw the news circulating. They didn't even say, oh no, who is talking about our celebrity? Come on, hey, you can't speak about celebrities like that. Arrest that guy and let's question him. It's for him to even sign a bond. Don't even send him to jail. But you didn't feel like because you don't love yourself. So you didn't feel for me. You didn't feel like, oh, now why not I say a baby Shatta Wale? We are being panic, we are trauma, like on to me in that pool. If you are driving, but when I wanted to teach the system a lesson that, hey, you guys say you've created laws, but you are not abiding by the law. You only want to be using the nation's money to build estate. Up to now, we have policemen who have estates in Ghana.
Really?
Yeah, yes, we have policemen who have estates in Ghana, wherever they got the money from, and their estates. There are things that are going on that you guys don't pay attention to. So if I say, okay, let me teach the system a little lesson. Let me just write on my socials that I've been shot. Let me see what will happen. 50 police cars came to my house. And the IGP himself was like, no, the way people are calling him and stuff like that, he was calling my dad. When the pastor said it, he didn't call my dad to ask him that, is Shatta okay?
You're making sense.
So I taught the IGP a lesson that if you love yourself, then you have to love the country like that. But you don't love yourself, so you don't love the country. So you just do anything to just make it look like you are ruling, but you are not ruling. That is not God's plan. I only educated the system to let them know that. And to me, Pastor Neka said, it wasn't panic. People that weren't my families is what the system said I caused panic to. People that didn't care. People that said Shatta Wale doesn't respect. They were, radio stations were saying, now the one you say what cause fear and panic will cause. When you say you can listen to Peace FM and they will be saying, oh, but come to your power. Intro for liars, like, hypocrites. Dog, when we went to jail, let me tell you another beautiful thing. Dog, I say I speak to God. Anybody that wants to see me like Nanyamini Papa na Washa Sheti, then you are making a mistake because God doesn't have a tailor. So the dress you are imagining that God is wearing, you are totally wrong in your life. That's why you don't know yourself. Dog, we went to jail and we met this guy in jail. So on the way, I know Kasa Wahai. Dog, imagine say maybe we are talking in a room. Then maybe I'll be free. I don't know what part of London you are, but it will be free. You see Cardiff, some of the London more towns or another baby. Nani Panama say, Shatta, the only dog can maybe a 1 Corinthians chapter. You know, reading share. Say the only dog can. I met a guy that anytime I spoke to medical in myself, guy named free in himself, I catch him say, say, on country, I say, yeah, can you Uboko feel O2? Dog, I will say, I can say that thing. The guy wrote all those things. Some medical O2 no be feeling. The guy wrote it in jail.
Wow.
Our stadium show, I feeling. The guy wrote it in jail. Say, you're free jailer, you benya endorsement deal. Obi better your album. You're free jail, no boom play, but the album me and medical did. For $120,000, I can't lie, boom play is there. Whatever the guy wrote on the paper was God telling him to tell me. So the jail that IGP said they took me to know, everything that the guy wrote on paper came as a prophecy to me. And I have that paper in my safe as my money. That is my guide in life right now. I can send you a screenshot after we do this thing. At least because you are a man of God, I can send it to you so you have a look at it. Say, dear guy natural also. O2 also paper na but me say me free me print here to work because the guy natural was jail. That was the God wanted to have time for us. Look what I'm just saying. He just wanted to speak to me in medical. So that's why we went to jail. So all those things that we are talking about, maybe what are the mistakes I've done in my dog? If I say I have done a mistake in my life, it won't tally with my journey here. Like it's like I'm disgracing God. You see, like it's like I'm saying things that God will say, and to me, I'm on fire way more and son I'm here way more no. And I'll catch him say a mistake. No. Look, we are not perfect, but God is just writing a book for us that everybody needs to know that when you know yourself and you follow God's direction, everything you go through will never be a mistake. It's just that maybe you might regret sometimes that I didn't know before the regrets are there. You understand? But for the mistake of me being like, because I'm always loving dog. I'm the most funniest person among my peers. You understand me? So I don't know what I would do to hurt dog. Unless dog disrespects me, then I go like, oh dog, we didn't care someone to. Oh, that be shut up. No. I can get into the next realm of myself. That is me. But when I'm talking, like I'm so happy and I want to make everybody happy. So mistakes, fine. But that's what I'm saying, dog. I can't say a child is a mistake. I can't say me passing through all these tribulations and trials and coming here is a mistake. I just regret sometimes that, but how come like they took me to jail? Because I wasn't wrong. You understand me? Like, those are the things. Like, I feel bad about it. It's not even
emotional pains, no.
Yeah, like I feel bad. Like I go like, how come Mr. X? The way I made door, you limit now come we could do for wife a mouse. I didn't know. Yes, I didn't know keeping for. So I think about whole like my quick man. So I say, Mark, me no one recording Ashikele album Jojara. What want me to see the crime and care? because that was the money you gave me for real. But how can you even tell DJs that I don't respect? You know something? It hurts me. So those are the things that I've grown up with, and I've seen that, oh, there is no love here. I have a song on YouTube, no love there. No, there's no love here. That is what I've seen. So I just be me, and then I don't see like, there is no mistake. It's God that is writing a book for me. After one day, when I'm a billionaire, because I'm not telling, because sometimes when people say, man, when Shatta is no more, no, doc, I am one of the great people in the world that is going to have a long life and tell people my story for them to know themselves. God didn't bring me here for man to sit on me. Man didn't give me life. So I believe in my direction so much that if I say I speak to God and you don't believe, it's your own cup of tea. Because I've met men of God that have told me that, why are you always calling God? I've met them. So basically, I'll say the mistakes here, people do mistakes in life, but I take my own as, a direction from God, and I'm just following the sequence. Sometimes we kneel down and we pray for our forgiveness and tell God things that, because I don't know which one is the mistake, and I don't want to disgrace God in public that I have made a mistake. Unless maybe I do something to God that I can tell God that, God, I have made a mistake in front of you. I want to apologize. That one I know, but God knows that I will never do a mistake in front of him, but I will follow his directions and his ways to the end of time.
Shatta, before we move on, now it's like from all that you said, Chese, even in any negativity, there comes a positive reaction. Now, unza ye din common now, and it's all about struggles. And check, you have a cause success, which is a shagzy real estate, but there are few, and you maybe I'm a percent. Yes, you to know, now almost 3,000 people watching. There's something I want us to, probably learn from you. Sometimes we see you very happy. Sometimes we see you, the emotion kicks in and toda na koba, oh my man,
and the national anthem, bro.
Yeah. Now, I thought that now I kick it in. Now, let me read this question in English. How do you distinguish between negative and positive energy in your life? Because the current youth, is for the youth. Especially as a movement and the entire Ghanaians. I see that we lack something called identification of positive and energy forces of energy. You, Shatta Wale, upon all the backlash, upon all the comments, Ebano, how are you able to distinguish that, and how are you able to shape your life according to the storm now, Ebano? That's the positive and negative energies, Neban. How are you able to identify and distinguish in terms of a number four, in terms of how? Mentiasi.
It's the know thyself spirit.
Good.
You see, when you know yourself properly, you can even find friends and bring them together and let them know that because you don't know yourself, that's why you are thinking this boy doesn't like you. Because you don't know yourself, that's why you think these people don't like you. Because you don't know yourself, that's why you can lie on a brother and feel like, I don't mind. But you don't know the consequences. They say, the rejected stone, how do they say that proverb?
Then the rejected stone becomes the builder's choice. Something like that.
So sometimes you might be with friends. Like me, most of my friends have regretted dearly because they thought I was going to fall. But I was teaching them something good. But because they have negative energy, like, we wash a chain. Now one say, what got touch you? Oh, it's kind of maybe. Oh no, but last week, some Oscar. So what is this negative energy about? And me, doc, I fight it. That is why when you see me on the internet,
Shatta, repeat there. You fight the negative energy.
I fight it.
The negative energy.
Yes,
you fight it.
When you don't fight it with the positive energy, and the positive energy is not any small power. God is a positive energy. And God's positive energy is what we are seeing today. Mankind, men, macho, Oh, be honest. Hey, no, we're a nice guy. That is the positive energy God used to build the world. But if you are not aware of those things, you might use the positive energy in a calm way that will destroy you forever. For instance, how do I use my positive energy? When the realms fly a negative energy into your life, for instance, dog, I can say, oh, Yamin pay guba, oh, dog, Udo no bet me ebu. Matter also, and it's all be who door now. You're careful. You see that fear, that hey, mommy, you're careful. There are pastors that are telling people, oh, obi person on kun watchna, and the people can't sleep.
Like the doom prophecies.
Yes, you understand me? When somebody tells me, for instance, let me use myself as example. When somebody tells me, shut up, what? Yeah, no. I'm like, hey, you know, so like the thing runs in my head, like, hey, when I catch a woman, we say me what now, Papa we say me what there. For me to fight it, I need to use every arsenal that I have. I won't do it physically to go and take AR or RPG or you know some grenade, but I will use that force that you are using from the universe to fight it. And this universe that we are, there are negative energies that are running in the universe, and there are positive ones. The positive ones are hard energy. Say, Obi ye obi bia. Dog, you have to be bold enough to tell the person, say, excuse me. When you said the all canon, excuse my language, but dog, I want you to let you understand how I see it and how I fight it. Excuse me, when you said the all canon, then I don't care how old the person is. Because people are being educated of, hey, when you, hey, our sikao, hey, where they our properties, so, hey, where or police new, where or soldier new. All those things, all those stocks were created by man. I tell people, our brains are like pen drives. The old person won't find shame, and then shame de be amount. So if you have allowed yourself to be brainwashed by man, that man knows that he can't give you life, but he wants to put something in the brain that he didn't create, and you accept it. You grow with it, and then you live with it. People are living with regrets, and it's because of what they put in their pen drive. I don't put negative energies in my pen drive. I don't put Owosika in my pen drive. I don't put way or a police in my pen drive. I don't put way or a president in my pen drive. President, Sikeni, everybody in this world, anything is in the Bible that everything shall pass away and the word of God will remain.
Wow.
So why don't we put the word of God in our brain that God doesn't need your Lamborghini, your Bugatti, your 60 billion houses, your 9 million. No, that's why I see Masons. I don't care if I'm wearing a white shirt. Many of them have a picture say, shirt way, me fan ko bibia. Nyamia sha metumi ato shirt no be 1,000. So say Mason, nin crofo e bi amuso person me picture no. Oh Shatta, no me bodyguards no kwa me pia say, oh, mom feel free. But people are worshiping vanity, material things. That is why when the negative energy comes to them, they can't apply the positives. But if you don't watch the life of how things go on, you can talk to your boss. Your boss can do something that is wrong. But you can go to him and say, boss, I beg you. I know you love yourself. And I love myself too. Boss, the way you spoke to me, please, sometimes calm down for me. Boss, no, obe relax it at New Wakasa next time. Do you think, dog, you see me, I don't care if the company is a 60 billion company. Me catch and imagine I'm a free company, no. Because I know that is not the only company in the world that will make me successful. That is what I've used music for. When people say we won't play his song on radio, I go like, come on, YouTube minimum no. But in a year, I make over $300,000 on it. Yeah. You know, I
Was it YouTube ni wona no?
minimum no. But in a year, I make over $300,000. So when I go like,
Now royalties no nya say on board radio stations or Ghana.
you, mumo radio station, no. Minya shi. Mu kasa so na me kasa. Mu se mu be banning me. I go like, look at these silly people. Like, dog, that's why then the hard energy comes in the positive. Hey, Because I feel like, no, you guys don't know yourselves. That's why you are talking like that. But there are a whole lot of opportunities in the world unless you don't want to grab them. It's not a one-way sided world. It's a two-way road. God has created birth. You grow, you die. They born you, you grow. So what are you afraid of? When you get life like this, you have to just know that, no, hey, when your life, okay, my research, okay, okay, cool, people will love you for no reason. No, I say I want to stop music. Up to now, I'm getting bookings everywhere, like all over the world, every day. Why? Because I'm seeing it like nobody's helping me fight this fight. And I'll be able to, make some good space and created some environments that I feel like, oh, these investments are okay. At least I can build on them and go into my next phase. Because I'm a proper business-oriented person. Because my dad is like that. That is how I grew up. So sometimes when people want to fight negative energies, they should just use the know thyself spirit. And that is where I want them to learn from. Look, you see, we started this thing and I started with the know thyself. Saying, Kofo, Bechi, Nyama Meka to Muse, they have to know themselves before they move out there. Everybody will be happy and nobody will hate anybody. Because I don't hate anybody. I see people insult me on TikTok every time. When I like it, then I laugh. Because they don't know that God already said, you're too okay. Like, he knows himself. Because you don't know yourself, somebody has told you, there's a Shatta there, or sorry, I know I saw camera. And that is what they put in everybody's pen drive. Oh, Shatta there, and I drink a tutu. Oh, no, sorry, I saw the camera, no, I bet my if you speak like that, you will never make it in life. But if you steady, you will make it in life because you know that, guy way, that is what we are teaching people today. People have to fight the negative energy with a positive energy, but a hard one.
Shatta, we are about to move to your success. Before that, in my comment section, Mumbusa question randomly. One of the questions coming from Money Minded. He's called Money Minded. He says, ask Shatta Wale why he chose the street life whilst he comes from a rich family. You could have been a prodigal son, gone back to your dad, venture into like politics, as you said, your dad comes from a rich home in politics. Why didn't you then you chose the street life? You could have gone as a prodigal son.
Bro, you see, so let me explain a little bit from my street life. Look, I was in, when I left to my first place I went to was Labadi. In Labadi, I was staying with some few friends. And then we had a problem with this Jamaican girl in the area, some girl, not Pemasem but Mr. Penasem, but one a TikTok girl, but no, that boys no area anymore. Maybe some me area no fresh. That boys no area. No more, ne girl did that, but me na me nim. My girl no say me area out to me catch me so, cause if you na me want me say me area out, say me hear dance so, na me tune, na me bob beat inside. So when the girl no, or follow the me auntie. One time, my friend said, I'm a girl. I mean, I'm just coming to talk about why I love the streets so much. Because all these things, when I left home and I went to that area, the next result was, like I was saying, called jail. Because it came to a point that, me girl, I be here. And then Papa said, we were 3 boys that slept with a girl. And it wasn't true. I was in a police station and the dad came to take me out. Oh, who set me free? Because this is what I'm saying. I said I came from my dad's home and went to that side straight, Labadi. After that thing happened and I left that side, that was when my streets journey began. I was sleeping on the streets. Like, dog, when it's raining, I have to put my hands inside and pray every time because God has done so many things for me that I ask him, because I can be in the rain and it will be raining and I'll be telling God, when you give me an opportunity, I will buy a house. I won't misuse my money. I want to just get a room that I can put my head. God, I can't be in this rain. When it's raining, that's where I put. So me, anytime it's raining in Ghana, it's me God is talking to. You see, when I say, look, sometimes I can't be here. Somebody sees it's like, what are you talking about? No. When it's raining, I do that every time. I put my hands in the rain. Apart from the rain, I have my hands in the sea. That when I was sleeping on the street, when I feel worried, I go and dip my hands in the sea and pray because I've slept at the beach for 2 weeks at the seashore.
Shatta, let me tell you something about the sea you just mentioned. There is this lady, Obama has say, now wako pass the military, wako fail in the military assessment. Now, I contact him and I'm 17 Mebuano. I took her to Bournemouth, Epunim. Now, 3 days, I'm an akko. On swimming or Punimu, I was so on yet. Now, I'm catching and say, you know what? My training, I have the confidence of a person, but something is telling me go into the sea. Go to where you find say very scary. Or come more to the point say better than the boso. Asuchi. And I said to him, speak to the sea. Challenge the sea. The sea is endless, meaning it's taking your message to where God is. Speak to him. This lady went the following day. I did a video. Menene call me a video be a medito TikTok. This lady called me in the toilet. That dog, I've passed my assessment. I don't even know how I got the energy to pass it. I'm just adding up to what you said about the rain and the sea.
No, so dog, you believe that God sent you to send a message to me. So you see, we have something in common because, dog, me will be on him minimum. Sometimes you're free jail by you know. Me call ponano. Ajagraja bekan bibi. Ajagraja Reverend Obofo Obinim Duncan Williams. All those people are alive. These are people that I've met. These are men of God that I've met. Maybe I've forgotten the other pastors. And original one done, the Teshi chief now, or my godfather. No, these are people that have told me that the way I'm meaning I'm kasane and yek aden me to me friend. Dog me friend yame. Nyame to me mama directions. Say ebi amen ko papa way. No nya say mama. Na bibia be ye. Enti me konko me nyame kasa mama directions. You see the seed dog. Anytime I put my hand in it, I feel a vibration from me entering into God's heart. That I tell him that God, you brought me here and you want to let me change lives. That is why we are here. I am not here to chase money because money is paper. I know you will give me plenty. I have a song that I said, dream big, bigger than the sea. I tell God that, you know, our dream is bigger than this sea that you have created. Let the manifestation come right now. And when I say it, no, within 3 days. That's why sometimes when I'm here, I do this thing. People say like, now stop it. It's God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. This is wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of life. So when I hold it, it becomes a symbol of hope. I tell people, when I hold it like someone and again, you know, I say, yes, because you don't know God. I have spoken to God several times and he gave me all these things. Dog, here. So when I'm moving in life and people see like, then I was say, dog, oh, I've slept at the beach 2 weeks at the sea, on the seashore. Sometimes, minty, then the stones will come out from the water. Then I'll sleep on one of the stones. Me to me, that about 5 a.m. Mr. Rena will say, land biso. Like I've seen that several times on me. Let me give you an example. We're going to do a show at Tawala, a free beach with Tawala. You call no man no catch and say, Charlie show where baby no. The way I put no beba in him there, a person show no kakano say, Chama, the day I'll come here, the sea will go back. Dog, that was my breakthrough to Shatta Wale in my life. The sea went back to the extent that in comfort to me, and the sea was back. The stones were up. So God has created a platform for people to have fun, you know. So me, with this streets life and these streets boys that I talk about and the way I support the ghetto, it's not about, say, Oh, I love like to be a ghetto boy. I don't encourage people to move from where we are to another level. I have seen boys on the street that feel like it can't happen. And I used to tell them that, bro, yeah, they born you for ghetto, but you go feel live here, you know that. So why you I said, no, me, my father get money, but I leave my father in house where I come here. So don't say you know go feel live here and get money. No, you like talk. You know, most of my friends, because I was on the street, they say, hey, if you talk somewhere, you leave your father house if you don't make money. I said, no, I go make money. He just say, I come here, come motivate you. That boy is safe. I wake up, I sing, I write songs and things. So saying it, I go make money. And he's like, oh, no, I come. And I meet another set of friends and I tell them to. I was only on the street to motivate the people who were down, who didn't know who they were, who didn't know how to make it in life. I am in the ghettos up to now because I feel like they are good people. Dog, I found in conform from Sakawa boy, Bebre, Mukasa, and dog. Because enye a draw, but Ghana for pension, we a draw, and we say, fine. If they are finding ways and means to chop, go and see some of them. They are doing roads. Some of them are building estates. Some of them are using that money on my friend a scam no at the year maybe. So how do we stop that? There should be a way that the system should find something to structure it. But Yatagi be negative in Ghana here. So people that even have that mindset of helping the system to go even are not getting that chance. So if you're out in the corner, I've met boys that people will call them scammers. But I see them like, no. Boy, we say President China, estate people bet my Fiama Nima Road, get to senior man contract be bet me. But we don't give ourselves those opportunities here. So I am the type of person that will come and say, if they say they do Sakawa, then tell them they're also doing Sakawa because they are chopping your money and they're not giving you some. Look, I guess what I'm saying. I am not supporting scam, but I am saying that if you see that the youths are hustling and you can change something about them, why don't you change it for them? I've been on the streets and I've seen poor kids turn rich kids. I've been on the streets and I've seen people's life changing from one particular point to the other. So me getting close to them is just a message and a sign of hope for them. Say, yes, me papa was scar. But I've come here to tell you that me and you can make the money my father has made 10,000 times. And those are the motivations I've given all my boys. Shatta movement. Mini omo kasa mi kachi of Charlie. Minim uma mini ba Charlie. Unim say, wait me I'm a manager. Wait me I'm a PRO. Who ya me say? Una we secretary. Na my mom mo juma Charlie meeting where I kono shashet. Baby ya shane say. Cause dog, I'm like that type. Me more feel me name papa ko office. Me shirt suit. Me shirt tie. Man. I was teaching boys how to do that because I was telling them that no, to reach a certain point in life, everybody and how you approach them. President, there's a way you need to dress. If you are going to the embassy, there's a way you need to dress. Most people on the street don't know that. I have taught a whole lot of boys on the street how to make something or create something out of their lives. And that is why I've always been on the street, because it has always been my joy. Say, like especially when I go to the Zongos, because I feel like catch up life. And it's like a preacher man walking into nations and like Moses Moye, like Jesus Moye, like David Moye, it's in the Bible. The prophets in the Bible moved to places to preach about the word of God. But who believed? But today, people are calling on Jesus, people are calling on God. But if people knew that Jesus Christ was the savior that God really sent, I'm sure, like by now, a whole lot of people have made it. But people fought him, people spat on him, people beat him, people lied on him. That is why some type of generations are going through certain struggle. And some generations are making money. Why do you hear that? They say, they maybe the Clintons, they have money. The Obamas, they have money. Now, Okotie, Kojo Kwachi. Kojo Kwachi family was it. It's so much they've not changed their mindset. They've not met somebody like Shatta Wale to tell them that, no, God forgives. He's a merciful God. Pray to him and believe you can live here and move to the other side. So, me loving the street here it's, God's direction and divine direction for me to be on the streets. That's why I love the streets too.
Shatta Wale, deɛ mepɛ sɛ mebusa ne sɛ, before we go on to success, last question person mebusa ne sɛ, you talking about the streets. This is a question now, Mata Atrato. What is your vision for the future of Ghanaian youth? And what steps Anawasha are taking towards that vision?
Okay. So, one of my greatest visions that I have for the youth of Ghana is how we can come together and support each other. And one of them is, someone said recently, I was telling you about these bus stop boys. They started a project on the street that nobody is paying attention to them. These are boys that have started something like how Shatta Wale started it. And I want the youth of Ghana to pay attention and yet to
Bus stop boys are some okay.
Bus stop boys. No. Boys no.
So what who
of live da.
Really?
I want to me pet shaxi cars, at least when they finish work, at least one of the cars will go and drop them all at home and stuff like that. But I want people to see that direction, say, if we can build something for ourselves, because their boys, they've started building something for themselves. It's where I want to bring all the youths together in Ghana and tell them, we can create something together. Because if these boys are doing this and the youths of Ghana are watching them clean the streets and we don't go and support, it means we have a different mindset of where we are. And Shatta is the type of guy that wants to tell you that, no, you want to be rich. You want to be a business mogul. You want to be, that person that they will say, oh, he started cleaning the streets. He started changing the street lights. He started doing this. We can do it from now. And that is my vision, like for the youth of Ghana to come together so we can build this country. Because our old people have not sat down to think of us or building something for us. They are building stuff for their families. But if we can be able to come together, we can build something and call it a nation. Recently, I just got to know that Ghana is not even a country. It's an estate. And we have to change that estate to a country.
Wow.
Yes.
No,
Ghana is an estate because all the people that are in politics are building houses for themselves and families. They are not building for the youths. Nobody has gone to Nima to say, let me change the look of Nima. Nobody has been to Kolegono Beach and say, let me change it and make it like Miami. All these ministers we are hearing, these millionaires we are hearing, they are all...
Hold on there. Danilov just said, do you have any political ambition? And what political ambition do you have? Because from Unsama Okano, I say, do the president to be here?
No, Ghana needs a president like me. And me, my dad has been telling me, and this is the first time I'm telling everybody on the internet, and I'm telling Doctor, because I believe his God's direction to where I want to go. My dad wants me to go into politics because he knows that I am so confident and know the guidelines of how to really run a movement. That is why my Shatta movement is the most biggest fan base in Africa. Forget anything that anybody is saying. That is my dream, that one day I would have to help to change Ghana. So if Ghanaians are listening to me and you won't watch me as na Shatta Wale there, but you start encouraging me that and Shatta, my start ABA, political school be, start getting your degrees, start doing this. If you guys all can come together and support, I will stand on my feet and leave the music. And the next 4 years, before another election, let me jinemo and see if we can win with hands down, because by next 4 years I'll be 40 plus, so I'm qualified to be a candidate or a man who can run a country. So if people can understand me from that direction, we can stand in politics. And that's what I'm saying. Dog, politics is not about you coming to speak the big grammar. Ghana is not a big grammar country. We speak local languages. I just need heads like doctor, like maybe the way I check that career starting on, like maybe in conform. President by your control system. Ghana is Ghana, but we have left the country. So sometimes when I'm talking about developments, I'm talking about how we can come together and build this country. People don't get it. But if we can build the country and leave it like this and call it a country, it's not a country. We are in an estate because police are building houses. President bodyguards are building hospitals for themselves. Recently, you say president vice president the wife Ninia Akobubu Obi property. It's normal. Like Abi is the wife. Hey, president wife. No, we can't do that. No, we shouldn't do that. We have to be equal. Dog, UK everybody is living some equal life there.
Yeah.
You can't go and infringe on anybody's rights. Nippon akwala krado go dey pie na fishmo akwala na gano. Obetimi afre police. Before ebe you should obetimi akoje. So we have to try and learn how to come together. That's what I'm saying. My vision for this country and for the youth of Ghana is that let's learn how to come together and forget about Shatta say, so we can build this country ourselves. They say we are all involved. Nobody is out of this, and this is where we are from. If we start now, people like Doctor, people like some people I see on the internet can come together and say, no, we want to support. We need our people back home. Because, dog, if we are starting this and you people come and add your knowledge to it, this country will be a better place for all of us.
Shatta, very personal. The youth, our Ghana, we are hopeless youth living in a hopeless land at the moment because of bad leadership. Now, have you heard about Cheddar? Jacob
Yes,
Freedom Caesar.
That is my friend.
He's your friend. Do you think from one summer Wokano, you got similar ideology as Cheddar? And do you think, say yetiho na yekase Shatta kokoye contested presidency? Would you be eager to be with Cheddar for a new force?
I will be, but on conditions, you know.
Thank you.
Let me tell you what I am seeing that Cheddar is doing that is not really motivating me. Cheddar is allowing the media to play with him.
Thank
And
you.
I'll boldly tell him if he can stop that, you know, and start building a proper PR team. You know, PR team in terms of his communication team should know what they communicate out there. Cheddar is just going to radio stations and he's not giving them his stand that, hey, Mebaha, this is the headline I want you guys to put out. He doesn't have the experience I have with the media. That is his problem. But if he knows how the media manipulates, he wouldn't go on radio and the ever say, oh, Cheddar said the pull back. Reason I was seeing some latest interview that what qualifications do you have? He said he's been to SSS. You see all those things. These are agents
Yeah.
to stop you from your dreams. But see, if Cheddar would want to build this, I've been telling people, he should have started this 15 years ago. Shatta Wale started fighting the system 20 years ago. And I will not stop. I will not stand down for anybody. If I had fans or people who can fund me to form a political party today, I will do it now. And we'll win those old men in the system hands down. And I'll find learned people. I will only be a president. But people around me, that's why we have parliament. People around me that have that mindset of, okay, for underground training in Ghana. Yenya say Ghana. Okay, yenya hospitals be brave. Okay, schools yenya say villages no your land be brave. Let's do this. Those are the people that I need around me to build the country. So Cheddar is trying to make us know that yes, he has this ambition, but his communication team is making him lose a lot with the ambitions he has. Because when people see such publications, there are great people in Ghana that will watch it and go like, What kind of speech is that? I hear what I'm saying. This system, Look, I know Ghana, every corner of Ghana. Me to many police for me and madam for me no more race or Ghana ha. Me swerve you, I'm not parking, I'm so light. Me minima crack from Ghana to Tamale. I can drive. That you can chase me and you won't get me. So me name Ghana pa. But so if you don't know Ghana and you know a sect, you will lose God. You might think that, oh, okay, no, let me go on. Because I see all these radio stations has been going to. Like, for instance, recently he went to Andy Dusty's program. Andy Dusty is not the type of person, that you should sit to him and talk to him because your mind is bigger than Andy Dusty's program. After the program, you guys, I hope they spoke a lot. But what was the news out there? I feed my cows, I feed my lions with 3 cows a day.
Yeah, that's the news, trendy or just
Yes.
to turn it, yeah.
And that is the game they play. And if you don't know them, recently I was watching him at Bula Race interview. Say onto Accra national anthem.
It was a dumb question, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. Cheddar doesn't know the system well and how they operate. Because the media is a means for you to teleport your things, like or to you for you to move your message hardly across. That is why recently I posted a video of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. And that was an old video when he made a tweet to me on my birthday. He said after the tweet, he didn't know he would get thousands of followers following him. That's where he saw the powerful in social media. I have the video there. I was watching the video. I was like, if the president even knows that Shatta Wale has this power, that Ocho Shatta Wale was social media, he will have that following on social media. Then that should tell you that I am abreast. Like I know this place too much. I have this song that I say, but focus the songs are blazing. I have this. So I don't know when I remember saying. When there is something you can just say go and arrest him. So
Shatta man no tia kosi aboaje maybe say on him later on.
So Doc, what I'm just trying to say is that we have to just try and understand that to build this system, we need that person that is confident, that knows about the system. Dog, you see me, I've built this political status for myself for the past 20 years. Everybody knows I'm a good guy. Like, dog, I'm not a bad guy. Like me, I know how to give. I was with 14 boys. I bought everybody cars. I rented for boys. I take care of people in the hospitals, pay school fees. My member come on social media. Because these media people just don't want me to be that perfect person they want to paint. But they want to paint their artists for people to feel they are doing it. Dog, so in Betlana, I say, I have money that I'm using to help people every day. Every day in my life. So people should just see that around this and watch me and say, okay, Shatta, only my church and not Shatta, so was support Shatta and stand there way. That will be the best option. But from where he's coming from, shows he doesn't know the system. Shows he's not used to the system. Shows he's not played so much in the system. Chata, Nkofoni no cantonments laboni. But if you enter Abia Madina, it's very difficult. If you enter Abia Navrongo, it's very difficult. Maybe people can be lying to him. I don't want him to listen to lies. I've always told you, I want to sit with him and talk to him about all these things so that he will know how to build this thing. If he wanted to do this thing, he should have started it 15 years ago. Building stuff for the community. Touching. Look, as I'm here right now, I want to start building mobile homes because I'm used to my real estate. So that is what I want to start doing right now in Ghana.
Wow.
I'm talking to investors who are building mobile homes. More side, Germany in India, man. And I want to start doing that for the ghettos, not even the rich people, because cantonment in India,
mobile homes.
Yeah, mobile homes. These are homes. Okay, so Doc, there's something going on in the world that because of my real estate, I research a lot, and they are building houses now within 3 weeks. And these are houses that are tried and tested, with earthquake, hurricane, hard, storm and stuff like that. And they are building these houses in Europe, Asia, and everywhere. And I have a company that is doing that I'm talking to. I have a 5.5 acre land somewhere around Pram Pram that I want to start with. and see if I can also help the community. Because these are homes that are built with proper machines. And homes that won't cost a lot for people to buy, but it will last them for 100 years. So maybe if you have maybe a small one plot of land, we can build a mobile home with a type of house, your choice, how you want it. But these are metals that are used to build the house with a little bit of, cement, not too much cement. But we'll have blocks in there. But these are hard metals that, earthquake and to me fitino, storm and to me fan on Ninyama. And that is my next project I want to do for Ghanaians.
Shatta, now let's go to your success life. Aside music, what do you do?
Aside music, I'm into transportation. That is one
What
of
is
my
it?
Shaxi. So Shaxi is a ride-hailing service app that I created myself because before 2020, the year 2020, I sat down and I was like, the way I like buying cars, why don't I create something that will still make me have cars, and still enjoy my cars. I see cars and I'm happy, So I said, no, okay, let me travel to Miami. So I went to Miami with my ex-girl, and I'm an American girl. I went to Miami with the girl and
Hey,
I
Shatta.
told her,
Oh, yeah. What's it now? Oh, SGLV.
my ex-girl, no, or America. I mean, that girl, send me the money there. You saw more.
Shatta, you're around too much. I'm like, kata ho kakra.
We need the right chat from. So, at the end of Miami, and the godfather, I go already car be mommy. And I was like, no. I'm saying him peka kitu, I'm saying me find survey. So I used to like drive Uber, around Biscayne Boulevard or Miami on. I was scared a bit from the South Beach. So I do Uber small. I mean, beside passengers, no questions,
Oh, Miami, no. Our friends will call holiday, no.
Yeah, me call holiday, I was doing my music videos all right
Music.
now. Yeah, but I was driving Uber because I wanted to understand the system for like transport service because I wanted to create something. So my basic question is one time me order SUVs, no black SUVs, no. And man now before me no say it's well to do. When he picked me up, I was going to one of the shopping malls to buy something. And I said, oh, question, how is the like Uber operation like? I want to understand like how it works and stuff. And all catching me how much profits it makes, the commissions and stuff like that. And I was like, but we have it in Africa, but our drivers are complaining in Africa that they are not making money. So yeah, South Africa, you guys don't have your own app and that's where the problem, blah blah. Okay, so I was okay. I like where it's driving to. We don't have our own app inside now. So when you guys are in a number, and Tim one person in piano my friend, no of a family. So that me to reach you $150, $200. That just meaning and I'm keke. Or please say me to go to be you. I don't bet na can no more call. No me it's what be done madam. So I told him that I want to create an app, but I really want to have, a proper idea of it. That's why I've been driving for a month here now, and I decided to just hold on because I've been talking to the passengers too, and I've seen where they are communicating from. So now I want a professional driver. That is why I got you from the SUV side, because what you are driving is an expensive car, and I want to know how and why you enjoy doing this business. And I'll be breaking never break down. Dog, is that man breaking down? I was like, no. The American system is structured that when you work, you make money. It's just like the European system. At least, maybe I endorse though, but at least if you are working hard on it and you are consistent and you want to make sure you, yeah. So I was like, okay, then I can create something out of the Orkano, but make it an African app. So I sat down watched the drivers here too and started writing things down, my plans, how the app should be like, what the driver's benefits should be, what the rider's benefits should be. But after laying down all those plans, I was like, where's Sikan Kwang? Because I need a proper investment or investor to push this thing, because if I have to give bonuses to riders and drivers, it all comes from an investor point of view. Like, I need to get like people who are like proper funders. I'll make me fund the projects with. But that time I had like $1.2 million down. Me pese me find me a video minimum like me a baby. So I sat down and it was like, no, I need to get a team to direct me to this. So we started. I met this team in Ghana that gave me a link in Turkey, and we started working from Ghana and Turkey. Manko Turkey nibi, but the CEO now from the upside me. Or no, let me take it for no communicating. We have Zoom calls, and they created the first app for me. But when they created it, I saw it like, I'm not cloning Uber app. Amame. I was like, no, this is not what I want. I want something that the drivers will be able to make money and just subscribe. I want the drivers to keep their money that they make all for themselves. It's just the subscription money I need to maintain the app.
Wow.
And I was like, how do we do that? I said, no, you guys have to crack your brains how to do that. And I repeated it again. I want an app that will make drivers make money and keep the money. But the only thing they have to do is subscribe.
So you just maintain the app?
Yes. It took us like 6 months. This is what I was saying, like 2019, like preparations now, it took us a whole lot. So we were like, okay. They called me one time and said, they are still not getting us. Okay, you know what? Let me just have some thoughts around it. So this was my bonfire. So I just have to pray. And I was asking God that, like, me pray direction, don't mind me direction, being like the way I'm. Doc, do you know one time I was there and something just hits me that, why don't you tell your people that this is the simplest form of what you want to do? It's a commission-free app. Commission-free. Hey, after commission-free, you say, hey, at least we hear brofo. At least and then I'm not brofo like your mama brofo be. So let me just use it. So I called him and I was like, okay, what I want to do is a commission-free app. We are not going to take commissions from the drivers. So what I want is, we'll do an app. The drivers will subscribe for 20 Ghana cedi. They can use the app for 12 hours. All the money they make is theirs. All I need is my 20 Ghana cedi on the app. The guy was like, wow. Who told you this? I said, no, like, it's my own idea. Like, I brought this up. And I don't want you guys, I hope our NDA is working in these meetings. And so, yeah, Shatta Wale. I said, yes. So, apply this quickly and let's see the first phase of this work. So, first time I won't build the app, no. To see my catch up, like, for 5 months, I've not smoked like weed. Because I smoke weed. So I've not, for 5 months now, I've not smoked. No. When they did that, my snacks were pushed and I saw weed. But when I'm doing white, wow. Like, I was so happy. Like, a year mid there, like, I felt like, hey, I like the way they understood, because the guy was even surprised. He was like, how did you come about with this? I said, no. I thought of it and I got a direction. Look, I know who can say, I play a Juma 2 months, sometimes it's usually I play. You go to because and yes, Saturday, and you'll be there.
Yeah, because you say, yeah, brofubi dia.
No, dog. So my maintenance for this app alone has been 3 years. What is really eating me on this app is the Google Map service. Cause
Okay.
me Google Map service no. So I say map now or that car na map now banana drivers no use no. Because they use it a lot. I remember after the first launching of Shaxi, the first payment we did was about $22,000
For how long?
for just a day. I launch in the course so be a download the app the time
Apple.
you call like self floating near my know. When we finish, because of the way people have ordered and go for order no. And no, that's why I saw that. Wow. Then Uber is trying. So I started also researching about Uber's Google Maps service. Because before that, you know, my reading about Uber and how they started in San Francisco and how it took them 9 years to get to, you know, their turning point to start making money. So I was like, hey, Uber pays 88 million. That was like, this was like maybe 5 years or 6 years ago, they were paying $88 million for their map service alone. So I was like, gosh, that's why this thing's expensive like that. So I started with my developers again and told them that, bro, this one, if me now my money where they take pay. So I beg, you people go feel reduce some features because we had a whole lot of features on it. So they had to take like certain features on it, you know, like a whole lot of things like so say number saying like luxury side, ni premium, ni you know SUV since Sanya. So it was implemented in the app, but it wasn't showing on the app actually. But Sanya money near this car, and you know when somebody even orders and they don't even get right, it still and also running a map, no. This Sanya man like maybe you even type Croydon, COR,
Nice,
no,
nice.
all those things were reading. I didn't know. 16,000, 12,000, 10,000, 12,000, 11,000. I already say I got $9,000. It's
A month. And that's say.
a month, dog. A month. That's why I said I had $1.2 million down for this business. So as I cost Sana, I'm catching on Charlie. I don't know. Scanner my save, you know, these are monies that I've made for my music. I get what I'm saying, and you know, I don't want them to go like Ebeyana I call lucky. And so much no money baby. Dog, ya bedru the next year, the second year, no. If I'm to you, it be 8,000, 8,002. Still now coming every month. So what is helping me is my audio mark, my distro kid, and my YouTube. I gather the money from there. Sometimes I'm in the beach here because I was scared that I will use all my fundings like in my bank account. What's my sense? So I was like, no, let me just use my music side. No? So that's why I've been releasing songs so much, so I'll get more streams.
Okay.
And I'll use that money to pump into Shaxi. So now when people go like, Shatta, why is he releasing songs? I go like, what do you name? The Echo so Ghana.
I see.
I was strategizing everything to make sure I get it. It's just that we are in the third year now, and now at least I can get like 4,500, 5,000, 6,000. Highest Amanya this year is $7,000. So the music is saving me so much that
Just to help the youth.
yes, and the drivers are also trying, but my problem is that I have not gotten like that how do you call it, that investor on board, on that investment on board that and go for betting out of more cars. Some drivers are supporting, you know, more mukito mukas I'm supporting. Up to now I bought about 20 25 cars. Just this weekend I bought 3 cars. I can send it to you. Oh yeah, and then me know because I my told last car can now have 4 cars. So every time when I play shows, I use part of that money to buy a car. You know.
Shatta. Now, looking at their working, we have. I'm not to play with intellectuality, and I say I'm not downplaying it. No, honestly, don't. Nobody should take me wrong. Epacho, you being the street king, we got some IT guys at work Ghana. But I remember per se, men so met me use me platform. Yes, scrutinize any a collaborated youth to be they can come on board, you know, crack it code to be in order to see, say, we have a made in Ghana because Shatta, when someone working, about more than 3,000 people also. Until media house be as a witch room say, and media house be and come wasem. But that remount. Ube pese to say the enko for cost scout football, yeah, cost scout two players, you know. Ube pese. Mean so, and I say many a group of people be the best scout nya because be bretifie. IT guys be bretifie. Omunya jumanye. Even to pay them. Ode omunji bibi as allowance no ye hwe nanka ye mpe obi nko that ma minim se obepene sa na introduce omuma na ye hwe omunsu proposals what they can do.
Look, I would want to bring everybody on board. That is the dream. But for now, no, what I need is investors who want to come on board and invest. Because Ejumano, and yeah, like my team I have in my office, I have like 8-member team that Amoye Jumawami officer. And I pay them every month, including the security and the caretaker. If you're not made a business, no, it's an 8-bedroom house, maybe toy, you know, that was my first house I bought, but because of renting in Yamanji, I had to change the down floor into an office. And that is where the cars are. That is where we park all the cars that the office cars in Yamana. So for now, no, if we get investors to come on board.
Shatta, let me ask on the investors what that now, you're funny say, just say Ghana, baby was fair enough. Yeah, diaspora because there was a question. Ubibusa, yeah. I think I didn't write the name. Obusa say, how can the diaspora or the ordinary Ghanaian, let me also put that in become ordinary Ghanaian now, or one Caribbean or per investment how can we come in to invest? Because this is time we need to go in for made in Ghana. As Chame Kwame has been preaching, made in. How do we invest in both diasporas and Obi Owo Ghana, 10,000 Ghana, 20,000 Ghana? Who shares be BBIB Obi Mpandisi Kambe Rem? Who will be sign? How do we do it?
Okay, so we have like investment presentations for individuals and companies. What must say? What we have now, no, is just for investors. I'm like big investors. I'm funding projects. Say what must say for the individual side. What I tell people, because one or two of people I know on my talk about just to test what is going on. And every Monday they see money in their account. To say be our say or cars. But Uber say find baby ride hailing app say who the bash is here. It's just a little commission we'll take from you. We'll take care of the car, your maintenance, this and your maintenance, drive in the house, say, oh, time now say master and battery now. Shaxi is taking care of that thing for you. The only thing you are getting is the return on your car in your bank account. And with the investors, so we need like investors on between me talk cars and mine and supply my drivers. Because one thing that Shaxi wants to do is we want to be able to support the community. Drivers will be complaining on money cars, and the other companies that are giving them cars to work. It be more prison. It be more accident. It be more dumb car. They are on TikTok. There's this page on TikTok that when you hear ride-hailing driver stories, you feel bad. But I feel no. This is my country. I want drivers to be able to take their wives to Dubai for vacation. I want drivers to be able to build houses at the East Lagos. I want drivers to be able to say, oh, and then my wife birthday, me working Pinsky. I want drivers to feel proud of what they do. And I remember my example of this Miami driver, me fan or no. He's a well-to-do man. We shall the wrist and in Yama, we shall the gold bracelet, kakebi, so we shall the shirt properly. So all my drivers, I teach them how you need to keep yourself in the car. At least you roll on kakra, or perfume kakra, or baby kwa betinama. She feels comfortable. Shatta a chunk of who we be because we are all equal. It's just that it's a situation that is making you feel like you are poor, but you are not poor. So we need investors that can buy us cars to help many drivers that are going through the ride-hailing, crisis. Will feel say, okay, Shaxi is the comfortable one that they can work with and sleep. Because app, no, we don't control the app for you when you download and you subscribe to the app. You control your app. So when you put like 20 Ghana CD on the app, you use it for 12 hours. That 12 hours they expire within 7 days. So you can, so anytime that you want to work, you just put your app on, go online, work. You can work for 2 hours. Oh yeah, no putting it off. With 20 Ghana CD, it runs in minutes. And with 20 Ghana CD, if you subscribe, it gives you 720 minutes on the app. So you can use your minutes for 1 week just with 20 Ghana CD. And I've been preaching to drivers, Michelle, but so I say we are so used to the foreign mindset and you know what, foreign, but if Shatta Wale has not been able to move from Ghana and I've made a good amount of money for myself, why can't I teach you to do the same thing? That is why we made it a commission-free app, so that when you subscribe, all the money you make is yours. So Shaxi app belongs to the people. It doesn't belong to Shatta Wale.
But what type of cars now you have motor use?
Oh, Yaris, anyone, because we don't move to the premium yet. Yes.
Good. All right. In Japan, send me what me Yaris be na mediaba. So that day, no, all that I have to do is subscribe for 20 cities, which gives me a span of, in fact, 6 o'clock in the morning to 6 o'clock in the evening. It is 6 o'clock, no, from between 6 and 10, which is 4 hours. Me yeah, Juma, me stopping now. I'm remaining, no, I come about 8 hours. 8 hours. Ne fan said ne Monday. I met me you soon Wednesday. Jefan said me teacher near me side hustle Wednesday. Met me you so another 4 hours. Maybe on Friday, Masako you so another 4 hours. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So, say within the 20 hours, you know, I want to understand. Sika meji, you know. Be a my far rounds, be my pickups, be 5-10. Now, sika na meji, you know. A whole number name in first one.
Scanning in eye audio.
Hey.
Yes.
Debio, Shatta. That's a winter.
No.
Winter, me, till within 6 to 10 now, me 4 hours, you know. If I say rush hour, so maybe a 6 match in think of 4 Independence Square, go 4 Independence Square. Now I'm picking Nipa, I'm making events at 300 cities within 4 hours now.
Yeah.
Sikano, I a driver, Nedia.
Sikano, a driver, Nedia. That is what I am giving to the society. That is where I am saying that I want to enrich everybody. I want every driver to feel like he is a billionaire. So Shaxi is here to build drivers to believe their work. Because Ghana, I'm good drivers. You know, they see drivers. No, that's what I'm saying. Ghana, we are asleep. Because if we are not asleep, dog, this is the greatest opportunity ever for all of us to make money.
Shatta, media didn't come once a move.
No, that's what I'm saying. Shatta is so truthful that they've put it in people's pen drives that he doesn't respect because he's so raw. He speaks, and that is me. And that's what I'm saying. People are sleeping, and taxi drivers that I have are making money. Me to me, taxi driver bina mose wafa passenger. Now me kwa machinist car. Because mose what's the idea? So it's a few people. That's why I have Shatta movement that supports me, and these are like millions of people in Ghana here. But imagine, say, all my fans are drivers. Like foreign apps need free Ghana. So the drivers association recently na me on pages bisu. When you am kasa, I'm be me questions. That make us say, bro, because me app no, me no kasa no. Enti na only me kasa sa no. The owner of Uber, only na kasa da. But who go through challenges, kasa Uber for mu kuya, Yango for mu kuya, both for mu kuya, but still you're on the app. That is why I have a problem with Ghanaians when they say Akufo-Addo kuya, Akufo-Addo kuya. Muma shame. They are the same people that will vote for Akufo-Addo again.
Yeah.
That is how our system is. So we have to be very careful with Ghanaians. So Ghanaians, I'm so careful with them. That is why I always want to be real with them. So this app opportunity that I brought to them is for the people. App, my creating my drivers. I didn't create it for myself because imagine say you subscribe 20 Ghana City. I am a million. If you why a trip for 4 hours, why a bear 1,000 BB? No commission. All the money is going into your pocket. So at least you to make your school fees, you to make your rent, you to make CVB. You can build life within 6 months with the Shaxi app. But most of them,
Shut up, Mammy Musao. Auntie, me fan say, yeah, what according to me. You go for be the casaba. What the ma, me na me car 20, what, somewhere 2018. And I made the ma, Obi. Exactly 6 months na kron for Jekano. Now, me the car, bro, Shatta, say, be me invest in the form of buying the car for Shagzy. What can be you maintain it? Mona Mosheso, Modia mad driver. Now, in the maintenance part, you know, how does that go? Is it say, how does the car maintenance, the security, now Momo Mosheso, how does it go? Send a bear here walk into Munosibe and now be a walk, or pursue a talk a bemuno, a bit me, and who do you?
so what I want to say is that when you bring your cars to Shaxi, the Shaxi person won't say, oh dear, da. Not so pressure, no driver, be frail. Boss, ya car no. Wait, ya say you car or Shaxi. Shaxi will pay for that insurance for you, or Shaxi will replace that car for. So you are not going to have stress even to hear stories like, oh boss, but ya car no empty. No, because you have an agreement with us, we are sticking to the agreement and working accordingly. So you're not going to have tie problem, mechanic problem. I've been maintaining the drivers, Mrs. Battery small every 3 months. We do that for them. If there's a battery class this month, it means sometimes pressure no doors, man. And you see that I'm playing shows in Kofu book me now. Sometimes me brother, I go like, no, I need to sustain this thing because I don't have investors on board. So Udi Ukaba, Ubeda Keke, not Shaxia Jumana Mao. If you want your monies to be paid to you like the way the drivers pay weekly, we can be doing that. The only thing is that I bet you say, oh dog, but your commission here now bet me my usika no so. Maybe I will shut up 1%, maybe 2%. Oh dog, maybe some 5%. Say we want to have that relationship with every customer or every investor that comes on board, so that the business can run. Because I am not doing this to gain money today, but I am trying to make sure that in Kofono man supporting in baby drivers and a baby wife super massem or map massem. So the support for the community, the build up for this whole nation, say Niamen Kosono. This is one of the things that I feel say Shatta media bois community. So it's about you trusting in Shaxi and believe that no, this is a Ghanaian thing and this is for us. Like they were fubu for year or fubu no. For us by us. So Shaxi is for everybody that who are abruchi. Last time I share man be say or the 300 cars abagana.
Shatta me nipa meneno madam for meneno wa. Or 10 cars or pakisisi o.
Yeah,
because in for no inti Shatta me musao. Eba say na driver na o chika no. And me na me car owner. And I'm a Shaxi company holding up. Me driver no, how would I make the money? And how would the driver also make the money?
Better me your question of you.
It's your friend said me matoka no.
Okay.
Ediaba.
Owner.
Go me na me car owner.
Okay.
Anna modiama driver Ochi, which is the second person. So who now is CEO of Shaxi. Me car owner and the driver, and how do we share the money? How do we make money?
So that's what I'm saying, that the agreement that you are going to have with Shaxi, you don't need a third party anymore. Like it's just you and Shaxi. Driver no dia monjamai. I have about 3,000 applications in my office right now, and these are drivers that need cars to drive.
Okay.
So this time you don't have a problem of Masa Mpacho police watching. You don't have that problem because we have a team that takes care of when Ibiasani and Manisi.
Okay.
So all you have to do is, oh, Shaxi, you work cars, bear two, but you munjima mu manage mame.
Yeah, agreement.
Agreement to be saying.
Good.
Then you are good.
Matthias here.
Yeah.
Shatta Wale until that.
So say, me can't do church, or if you go to our Instagram pages, we put
there be a mekase and say na me bash these media houses. And now no RTV. Kumase, they were like, I didn't attend that bet on TikTok. I bet you say about 3,000 people were people have understood Shaxi, no, how it operates more than even the radio stations in Beka. Because now TikTok is very powerful, but people don't see. Because I a big artist is what TikTok.
Some
But
I'm on Facebook and I'm reading your scarcity and Joe.
Subscribe Shatta Wale Crab's channel for more entertainment updates.